in uniform circular motion, we are going with example. Suppose a person is there, or a boy is there. What he has done, he has taken one stone. Okay, small stone he has taken. That stone, he is tying that stone with a small, with the help of a rope or thread. Okay, now, so with the help of one thread or rope, he was tying this stone, and somewhere somewhere at this edge he was holding it. One of the edge he was holding. Okay, now, so if he hold there and trying to move it, if he is holding here at this particular point and he is trying to move it now, so where he was holding here, and he was making it to move in this particular path. Okay, now if it is moving in this particular path, the path of the object the path of the object, so is what he is doing is making it to circulate. If the path followed by this stone, if the path followed by the stone is circular path, then the motion of this particular stone, we call it as a circular motion, right? Now, so I'll try to draw a circle also, so that it will be easy to understand. Just hold on. Take a circle if it is there available. Now, somewhere here it is there. Okay, it is there. I'll try to make it out. So this is the path followed by the, right? Now, so what is happening from this particular point? We are locating it and we are holding this. Okay, now, so what we have holded there, we are holding one stone, right? Some stone I have holded, and at this particular point I was holding, and I am moving it. So when I am moving it, when I am holding here and when I am trying to move it, so what is happening? The stone is following this particular path. Okay, so this particular path it is following. So the path followed by this stone can be taken as the motion of this stone can be taken it as a circular motion, right? So we can have so many examples for this. Here, one thing should be noted clearly, that I am speaking about circular motion only, not a rotatory motion. Okay, here it is revolving. So what exactly rotational motion, what is the difference between the circular and rotatory, we will see in system of particles and rotatory motion chapter there. Okay, here we are dealing with only circular motion. Now, when this object is in circular motion, what are the different properties we will get? What are the different parameters we'll get? Suppose it started from here. Now, the same stone, so it has come up to somewhere here, it has come. Same stone, it has come up to here. Now, so it has come up to here. Now, so what we have to do, again, from where it is, from this particular point, and it is coming up to there. So what are the different parameters we will get when it is moving from this particular point to this particular point? Now, here the angle made with respect to this particular location, this angle I am considering it as some theta. Of course, it is making circular path, so it will have some radius. You can take small r or capital R will be the radius, right? Now, r radius it has made. Now, so whatever distance it is traveled along this path, okay, so suppose if I consider this as A and this as B. Now, so A to B distance whatever is there, AB we will consider it as a path length or distance traveled. Okay, so this path length concept we have seen in the starting chapter only, right? Path length is this path length or arc length of this circle. So this arc length can be taken as a distance, right? Distance or path length. And when we have to go for displacement, what we do, here also r, here also r. Suppose if I consider this as r1, this as r2, okay, and r2 minus r1 in terms of vector notation when I am taking. This is a delta r. This delta r from here to here, if I draw one line, this line, so this is our delta r. Delta r we consider it as a displacement. Okay, so distance we have seen and displacement we have seen in case of circular motion. When we have path length or distance, what do we get? We will get speed. And when we have displacement, we will be getting velocity. Okay, so we will be having speed and velocity for this object. Now, suppose here I am imposing one more condition. If the speed of the object is the same, here we can write one simple formula. I am interested in case of velocity parameter. So velocity is equals to, if I write, so velocity and speed usually it will be same only, but velocity will have one extra parameter, that is direction. So when direction is imposed to that speed, then it can be treated as velocity. Okay, so velocity and speed are same only, but it will velocity extra direction it will be having. Now, so even though if the object is moving with uniform speed in this circular path, if the object is moving with the uniform speed in the circular path, but if it changes its direction continuously, then automatically our velocity also changes. So this point should be noted carefully till completion of our circular motion topic. Okay, so velocity not only depends on its magnitude of speed value, it also depends on in which direction it is going. Suppose if I want to know the direction of velocity at this particular point, so what we do, we will be drawing one tangent over here. Okay, so this is a velocity direction at this particular point. Now what about here, the velocity direction? Here also I have to draw one tangent. In this direction the velocity will be there, right? Now when it comes to here, in this direction the velocity will be there. Okay, so when I go here, so here the velocity will be there in this particular direction, right? Now, so velocity is continuously changing its direction. That means velocity is changing. Suppose here if I consider it as velocity as v1. Okay, so velocity if I consider v1, now automatically at the next location velocity is changing. So here v2, here v3. So continuously velocity part is changing. Okay, so uniform motion, if I consider, only speed is constant, but even though speed is constant, velocity is not constant because direction is continuously changing. How to find the direction? If we draw a tangent wherever I want to find the direction, so the tangent gives direction of our velocity. Okay, so that is roughly what is the distance. How do we measure distance or path length? Okay, this arc length, whatever is it, that is our path length. And displacement means vector notation. In vector notation we will be taking. Okay, this is displacement. And when it comes to velocity, velocity continuously changes even though it is having constant speed. Now we will try to find out this distance part and the displacement part here, right? Now, so if we go with the distance and displacement part, so how to do this displacement, magnitude of this displacement, that we will see now. We are going with the displacement of this circular motion, the particle which is in circular motion. If I go with the displacement of that, so the same path I will, the same diagram I can take, and in this, here I have to take a circle over here, and in that circle, just hold on. Right. This is a circle. Just hold on. Right. So I have taken one circular path. So this, in this only I will be choosing all of them. Right. Now, right. Now, in this circle, what we are going with, so we have to take a particle which is in circular motion. So I have taken the particle somewhere here. right? Now the particle is here, and with respect to origin I have to choose. Now the particle is covered some distance, okay, that means path length it is covered. So this is the radius of that particle in that circular motion. Now it is covered some distance. Suppose let me take up to here. Now in this, so for this if I write for a displacement if we write, so what we have chosen in the previous diagram, r, actually r will be same, but still I am taking it as r1 and r2, okay, for the easy notation. And this is our theta. Origin I am considering it as O. This particular point I am taking it as A. In this particular point, the second point I am taking it as B. Now the velocities also I will represent over here itself. At this particular point here itself, velocity will be in this particular direction, and here velocity will be in this particular direction. Okay. Now, so velocities also I will be mentioning over here. The tangent gives velocity direction. Here also the velocity is a v2. Now, now, so what I want displacement. For displacement, what do? We will be writing delta r as a displacement. Delta r is equals to what we can write, r2 minus r1 in terms of vector notation. I am writing. That's the reason I separated r1 and r2, right? So that is the reason I mentioned r1 and r2 over there. Okay. Now, what else we do here? We will try to find out the magnitude of that, and we'll continue. What we are going with, we have written in terms of vector notation what is the displacement traveled by the particle which is there in circular motion. Now if you want displacement, magnitude of this displacement, what we will be writing, we will simply, what do we do, delta r is equals to magnitude will write. That means magnitude will be applying to this vector. Now, so what will we get, r2 minus r1. So for this, if we write magnitude, so what we write, r1 square, sorry, r2 is first, no, we can write however, r1 square plus r2 square minus 2 r1 r2 cos theta. If there is a addition, if it is there, we will be writing here plus. So as it is minus there, so this is comes under subtraction of vectors. We have seen it, the same concept, the same thing I am applying over here. Now here, so this is how we find the magnitude. But for whatever path we have taken, it is circular path, r1 and r2 will be same. Okay, so why I have taken differently here is, to apply vector notation it will be easy to write in this. That's the reason r1 r2 I have taken. But actually, so what happens, r1 which is equal to r2 only in magnitude, both I am taking it as some r, right? Now that if I take delta r value, if I write, so what do we get, r square plus r square minus 2r into r, 2r square cos theta, right? Now, so if I take out r square common out of this total, r square into 1 plus 1, 2 minus 2 cos theta will be left out. Okay. Now 2 minus 2 cos theta is left out. R square is there. So I can take out 1 r outside. So what do we get? 2 into 1 minus cos theta is there. 2 into 1 minus cos theta. Now this cos theta, from trigonometric identity, I will be writing one trigonometry formula, that is 2 into 1 minus cos theta. I am writing it as what is it? 2, sorry, 1 minus 2 sine square theta by 2. I can write this. That is a from trigonometry cos theta formula. Actually, cos 2 theta we will write it as theta. Here theta only there. That's why half of that we are writing. So what we can write, this in this place we can write 1 minus 2 sine square theta by 2 is cos theta formula. Okay, this comes in a trigonometry. Now, so the same square I am applying over here. Now, so what do we get? I will write it inside. So in the 2, if we multiply inside, so what do we get? That delta r is equals to only, left side delta r will be there, square root of 2 into this, internally only I will be multiplying 1 minus minus 1 minus into minus plus 2 sine square theta by 2 I will be getting. Okay. Now, so this is internally root whatever is there for in that. Now, so what we get, So outside r is there, sorry, r into 2 into 1 minus, and this will cancel out, this 2 into this 2, it will become 4. Okay, now 4 sine square theta by 2 we will be getting. Now that what we can write, r into square root of 2 sine theta by 2. 2 sine theta by 2 whole square I can write. 2 sine 2 sine theta by 2 we can write. 2 sine 2 sine theta by 2 whole square, right? Now this square and this, if it is cancelled out, what is left out, delta r is equals to r 2r sine theta by 2 we left out finally. Okay, so that is our magnitude of displacement when a particle is in circular motion. Okay, 2r sine theta by 2 is our magnitude of displacement. Now what about distance? How do we find distance from here to here, a to b? Simply, it is simple, it is arc length. Arc length, what do we write? This is all magnitude of displacement. And arc length, what we write? So already generally in generally also will be having formula, arc length is equals to, what do we write? Theta angle into the radius we will be writing, right? So angle into the radius we will be writing, that is our distance. Now so distance part also better I will be writing here itself. Distance is equals to distance. What is the distance in the diagram? AB. So distance AB if we write, so what do we get? So generally AB can be written as r into theta. Okay, usually what do we write is theta is equals to arc length AB by radius we will be writing. From there I am writing AB is equals to r into theta. This is general formula, it comes in school level. Now AB is equals to r, theta is our distance. Now suppose if I want to write ratio for distance and displacement, ratio of distance and displacement, if I do, what do we get? Ratio of distance and displacement. Oh, so we have already done distance, just now we have done displacement also we have done. Ratio of, sorry, distance and displacement, distance and displacement. For this if I write ratio, so what do we get? Ratio 2r sine theta by 2 is our displacement, and here distance is r into theta, right? Now so for this, oh sorry, distance we have written first now. So let me write here so that it won't be any confusion. Distance by displacement is equals to, distance is our r theta, it is there here only. Displacement we just derived it. So what is that? 2r sine theta by 2. 2r sine theta by 2. 2r sine theta by 2. So r will be cancelled out. So what will be left out? 1 by 2 into, okay, 1 by 2 means theta by 2 I can write, theta I can take it out outside, and 1 by sine theta, 1 by sine will become cosec theta by 2 we will be getting. Okay, so this is a ratio of distance and displacement in case of circular motion. Okay, so we just finished distance and displacement part, which we have studied in motion in a straight line, distance and displacement definitions. Now we will go with angular displacement, angular velocity concept and all, which is purely for circular motion only. Whatever we have done here, this is for translatory motion also it will be there, and we have done here for circular motion also. Now whatever we are going, the forthcoming definitions are only purely for circular motion only. Whatever angle subtended between the two radius lines, so that is our angular displacement. So previously just now also we have written linear distance, we have written arc length into arc length is equals to this angle into radius we have written. From there if we write theta, so what do we get? Theta is equals to, from the same expression from the previous diagram only I am writing, AB by, okay, so AB by r we can write radius. Okay, so radius will be measured in, so this length will be measured in meters, radius will be measured in meters only. Okay, so we will not have any angle for this. So we will not have any units for this. Okay, so what do we write? Generally, theta will be measured in degrees or radians. Okay, so for this unit, what do we write is unit of this. If they ask, if they ask unit for this, what do we write? Radians we will mention. Okay, radian is the unit of angular displacement, but whereas when we go with dimensional formula, so it will not have any dimensional formula. Why it will not have any dimensional formula is AB, this is also measured in meters, this is also measured in meters. That's the reason. So when we take in dimensional formula, it will be cancelled out. So what we get is M L T. This is what we will write dimensional formula. So for all of them, we will put 0 only. So this angle is a dimensionless quantity. Okay, it will not have dimensions. Whatever next physical quantities will be there, those will be having dimensions. So what is the unit of this is radians. Radians are degrees. Okay, so 2 pi radians is equals to 360 degrees will write. Okay, now in degrees we will have again further smaller units, minutes will be there, seconds also will be there. Okay, so that and all I'm not covering here. So that is a little extra information only. Only whatever is required here, that much only I'm covering. Okay, so angular displacement we have we are looking here. Angular displacement is what? So whatever arc length is there, arc length by radius if you do, we will be getting angular displacement, right? Now, so whatever angle subtended there, that we are taking it as angular displacement. Next definition is angular velocity. Angular velocity. So here we will have little more information on angular velocity. In detail we will see in this. So angular velocity, same velocity however we defined, here also we will define. So simple. So velocity means it depends on time. So the rate of change of angular displacement, the rate of change of angular displacement is known as, the rate of change of angular displacement is known as angular velocity, is known as angular velocity, right? So that means what? Angular displacement changes. Change in angular displacement, what do we write? Angular displacement is theta. Change in that we will take it as the delta theta. By delta t, we will take it as angular velocity. Angular velocity is denoted by omega. Okay, so omega is equals to delta theta by delta t we write. So if we write in terms of differentiation part, as we learned the differentiation also previously, now if we write in terms of that angular displacement, if it is angular displacement is very small for a small interval of time, so we can write d theta by dt. We can write this is in terms of differentiation notation, right? Now, so this is angular velocity. So what about unit of angular velocity? Angular velocity is depending on angular displacement time. Angular displacement unit is radian and time unit is second. So unit of this. So what about unit of this? So its unit will be, angular displacement unit will be radian per second we write. Okay, so radian per second. So radian per second is angular velocity. Whenever we solve problems, they will be giving in terms of angular velocity only. Directly they will not give in terms of radians. From here, in terms of angular velocity, if they give, from there we have to solve. Now, so directly in terms of radians also they won't give. Directly they will give in terms of revolutions they will give. 2 revolutions it is completed in so and so time. So what we have to do, revolution means 1 revolution is equals to, if we write in terms of angular displacement, 1 revolution is equals to how much? 2 pi radians. So this notation has to be remembered. Okay, whatever problem we solve, we will solve in terms of radians only. They will be giving in terms of revolutions. When they give 1 revolution, we have to take it as 2 pi radians. Okay, so once complete